Hi everyone. I am here in one of my favorite places called Henry Doorly Zoo, and they have some really beautiful gardens here. This is their established garden where they have a bunch of perennials and annuals here. They have it really layered with a whole bunch of different trees and shrubs to give it that very established look. And then they plant up all of these raised beds with annuals. There's also rose gardens, and these are just absolutely beautiful. Looks like a lot of them are since bloomed out for the first flush of blooms, but they've already deadheaded them, and it's well on its way for new buds. So as you can see here, there's a bunch of buds getting ready to open up. It's really beautiful. Multiple different colors. They even have water features, statues, and they have this area over here where you can walk, and it's just like a little pathway that takes you into some of the other flowers that they have. I see it right up front here. I see a bunch of shade hostas and caladiums. And then a whole bunch of different things just tucked in here. This is like a little hidden gem if you're looking for a little place to come and walk around their little garden area. I think if you appreciate gardens, you usually appreciate animals and the other way around. So I love all the little statues that they have, the walking paths. Oh, look at those Annabelles. They are beautiful. So the hydrangeas are really starting to bloom now, and they've planted some of the coleus here. More caladiums. Now those are annuals here in our area. If you haven't been with me before, my name is Tina, and I'm with Dirt Therapy Gardens, Zone 6A in eastern Nebraska. And if you know where Henry Doorly Zoo is, it's one of the best, well, I should consider it the best zoo in the country. We have so many beautiful things here, so many exhibits to see, and so if you are ever in the Omaha area, this is the place to go. Very family friendly, and so much to do, not just for the kids, but the adults as well. I love the details of the walk bridge. My husband wants to put a walk bridge of some kind in our backyard, which we will be incorporating when we do our pond expansion. So more to come on that. The Japanese maples and so many other things are getting ready to bloom. It is just a beautiful spot.
Are we ready?
I'd like to make an appearance in this video.
Yeah, look at us on video waving. Yeah.
To just give you a little bit of an overview of the garden areas and fountains, it is really the must-see place if you are an avid gardener like me. After the zoo run, I ended up coming down to Campbell's nursery down in Lincoln, and they have some really great plants that I wasn't even able to find anywhere else. I got some beautiful agastaches, which I will show with you in a little bit when we get home, but really a hidden gem. So if you're in the Lincoln, Nebraska area, this is a good place to go for beautiful plants. Some of the plants that I got at the Campbell's nursery is this yellow agastache. I love the look of this one. I also got these Stella de Rosso lilies on a clearance rack. They're so exciting. These were only like $2.25, so I was pretty excited. But the Stella de Stella d'Oro daylily. Been saying it wrong all this time. I'm going to get these planted here in the front island, and I've already put biotone in the 3 holes here that all 3 of them are going to go. And then I have another kind of like pink agastache that I don't have either, and this one is called Rosy Posy. Now I got the anise hyssop or agastache. If you can see, it says agastache here at the bottom. I have a purple variety of the anise hyssop, but I don't have this color. And here are the stats on this one: 18 to 22 inches. It likes sun, more than 6 hours of daily sun, and they're from 5 through 9. We got the maple tree planted. I got this just about 4 days ago, and I knew that it had to go in fairly quickly, but we needed to wait until the 100-degree days, the heat advisories kind of came to a close. I had it in a shady spot while we were waiting for a cloudier, much cooler day, and today is that day. To give you a little bit of information on Japanese maples, here in eastern Nebraska, zone 6A, we have to put it in some kind of protection. It can only handle like 3 to 6 hours of sun, and it will get that shade in the morning here, a little bit of afternoon sun, probably about 3 or 4 hours, and then it moves back into the shade again. So this area will get some sun, but not a whole bunch of sun. This is on the north side of our secret garden. And as you can see, the secret garden, we need to come out here and take care of maintenance on the thorns because they are terribly beastie and they need to be trimmed back. I'll end up sacrificing the blooms for this fall because it does do a second set of push of blooms. However, in this case, I want to just get them really cleaned up, and because they were too top heavy this spring to be able to withstand our terrible winds this season. So that is note to self that I need to make sure that I'm pinning them up instead of letting them go free. But they just grow so fast and vigorously. So it was just a lesson learned. But this whole area is going to be transformed. We're going to be moving the composter, and we're going to also move Little Man's toy chest, and we're going to be moving those to other locations. And then I'm going to be planting up this area and creating a new flower bed. So you can see the natural progression of this area. It's where the grass kind of, stops growing and it kind of comes out a little bit, and then it starts to come back to here. And I think that just really kind of stood out to me, like, hey, if the grass isn't going to really grow in this area, might as well plant it up with a garden. So you can see a little bit of weeds and a little bit of growth, but nothing compared to what the rest of the grass is looking like in this area. So I'm going to be planting this up. I do have some shade-loving plants in my cart here, which will be going in this section. I'm just not ready to do these ones yet because I want to edge and have the opportunity to move the 2 things that need to be moved in this section, clean it up because we are still working on the greenhouse. So we've got some pieces of wood, scrap wood, that kind of laying around still. And so we also we already have the cedar tree over here on this side. We would like to mimic it, and put one over by this post as well. So we have a balance on both sides. I won't be able to find one that is as big as this one, just because we got this one a few years ago, but I am going to be on the lookout of trying to get the same type of tree and placing it in this corner over here. I think that's going to be a really well balanced flower bed. I might have to wait till next year to get one of these. We'll see if I can get my hands on one this season, but typically these ones go first of spring. They have them out at the garden centers and they sell out, and then we don't have an opportunity to get another one. But I'm hopeful. We'll see if we can get our hands on one. The first thing that I want to show you is how the faux rock turned out. Didn't it turn out great? It has all of the different carved in details. It really makes it feel like it's a real rock, although it is a lot lighter and a lot less, we didn't have to bring a crane in, if that tells you anything. This was made out of wood and hardscape cloth. So it's that wire, very, very thin wire mesh, a little bit thinner than chicken wire. So that was kind of bent over. Then we used a cement mixture and then a mortar mixture and then paint. So my husband is the mastermind behind this. He is very good at what he does. Every project that he touches turns to gold. So it is really nice. Now we just have to wait about 15 more days and we will be able to drill into it and put the house numbers on. And we are thinking they are going to be installed about right there into that little cove area. It's almost center between the ends of the rock, and there's like a little bit of a cove, so it's gonna sit in there really perfect. We got black letters, and because that was the only color we could get other than white, and I thought white would blend too much with this rock. And then we have a spotlight, a solar light that we just set up, and it's on the numbers of the house. It is just going to be beautiful. I don't think that we're going to have any more problems with anybody finding our home, so it'll be great. So the next things that I have them laid out. These are some of the items that I grew from seed. I did some stock and some celosia, so I'm just going to kind of sprinkle them around. I didn't want to make anything that was too tall this season to cover up the rock because I really want it to stand out. So I'm going to do things that stay pretty shallow, kind of low to the ground. And then eventually next year, I'd like to plant hardy geraniums in this area. And then where the purple fountain grasses are that you see on either side of the rock, we will have like some kind of like taller shrub or maybe a evergreen tree, just something that stays smaller but can also kind of give us the height and privacy that we want for our yard. I did find some ice plants at the garden center, and these are so cute. My husband and I had visited a garden in Oklahoma City, and it had the ice plant sprinkled throughout their gardens, and I thought, wow, it'd be really nice if we can get our hands on some ice plant. So these ice plants are absolutely beautiful. These ones are called the Ocean Sunset Violet. Though they get to be about 8 to 12 inches tall and 10 to 12 inches wide. They are a really great ground cover. Now this one says zone 5, but when I looked online it said zone 6, so I don't know who to believe. Now we are a 6A. We just got moved up to a 6A, so I'm really hoping that these two ice plants are going to do really well here in the front. They're going to have a little bit more protection from the north wind because I'm facing north now. So I'm really hoping that just having a little bit of protection from the north wind, the rock is going to be here and maybe it'll kind of cover it up a little bit. I also planted some of the stock over here in this section as well. I decided not to plant the ice plant yet because I just want to see how it is going to play with the rock and the light. So I am positioned them where I want them, but I am going to wait until tomorrow just to take a look and see if that is really where I want to have them. But this area is just turning out so nice with the agastache, with the beautiful, this is a new shrub to me. I just planted this. And this is an iceberg sage leaf willow. I'm so excited. It's going to get 3 to 6 feet tall, and it is good in a hardiness zone 2 through 6, so it is going to really fill in this area really nicely. So excited. I also planted some of the celosia over here, just in a small drift. That way they will give a little bit more pops of color. The celosia are white with pink flowers on it. So as the cone moves up, it is turning to pink, and it's just absolutely gorgeous, and I cannot wait to see them in bloom. The other agastache that I got is looking so pretty. I love it. Things are really coming alive here in the island. Put some more of that yellow agastache over here. We've got the phlox up front, but they are puttered out for right now. But they're not blooming right now. They had their first flush of blooms. I believe that we're gonna see another one. But this is the first time I just planted these like a month ago, so we'll see. I don't remember if they are rebloomers, but I am hopeful. They look really good still. I hope that's the case. Then we have the hibiscus, and I have, well, 2 different hibiscus here. And then I've got some of the lavender that I planted. I have one lone coneflower over here. I don't know what happened, but they just didn't make it over the winter. So, but then I also have babies of the cherry brandy Rudbeckia, so I'm going to be really excited to see that color come in. I also planted some over on the other side of the island, on the other side where it's a little bit more hidden, like right through this pathway here is more of the cherry brandy Rudbeckia. They're doing really good. So that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Thank you for joining. I am very excited when I see areas coming together. The rock turned out beautiful. The plants are doing very, very well here. We've had a lot of rain and mugginess, and I think they're just thriving because they're getting so much rain. So thank you, everybody, and we will see you next time. Have a great garden day.